just reached Mulu Airport, and the transportation to the Royal Mulu Resort is by this truck. That reminds me of that old Paradise Island or so TV show. This is the welcome at the inn. Comment by the special person on my trip to Borneo Island is that I'm getting closer to nature and I am fit to live in a jungle. And I am in a jungle resort and visiting a lot of jungles today. This is Royal Miri Resort.
The red button still on?
Yeah, should be on.
Yeah.
Stop it now. To get to this jungle resort, one has to cross this bridge. And this is located over this river with this motorboat. It takes 8 hours from Mary to reach by boat. Because of multiple rivers, only way is to fly. One can see the natural beauty of these mountains kissing the sky through the clouds. Maybe the special person find it too fit for a jungle only. And these trucks transport us into this jungle resort. Of course, at the Royal Mulu Resort, there are cycle rickshaws for transporting luggage. Mulu is full of limestone mountains. This is one such thing next to the river. There are multiple rivers as well. On the river bank is the reception area. Bar. It's nice to sit there and have a drink. In fact, they have a happy hour, buy one, get one free. Except buying one costs a fortune. This is what I mean by the bar next to the river and the limestone peak. This lobby beats any 5-star hotel lobby. Sit and relax. From Wildflower Country Club in Texas to Wildflower Coffee House. In fact, in 1910 when oil was discovered in Mary, it's a major offshore oil drilling, and I was told there is even a Texan accent in this city. In this jungle, one can see the huge leaves as well as a beautiful flowers. This is how the jungle cottages are. I'm staying in one of them. This is a nice way to get down, walk, to look at this limestone part that eventually leads on to a cave. There are over 200 kilometers of cave measured so far. There may be many more that is yet to be measured and explored. This is another smaller cave within the resort area. We are on the way to the registration to enter the caves. This is the walkway. This is a hanging, dancing bridge over the river with the boats one can see in the background. The first step is the registration of all the visitors to the Mulu National Park. The word is derived from the local language, and one can enter the caves only with a registered guide. Mulu National Park is 50 to 865 hectare primary rainforest, which is crisscrossed by fast-flowing rivers and clear jungle streams. Apparently, it was found millions of years back. With the movements resulted in formation of both limestone and sandstone mountains lying side by side. Millions of years of heavy rain and the action of rivers and running water carved out of the vast subterranean system that existed today. The weathering process still continues. Dripping water creates new rock features. Limestone is slowly worn away. Though there are over 200 kilometers of caves, only the major ones are now seen and visitors permitted, and hence I'll be visiting only 4 of them today. In addition, in this area there is a rich biodiversity also present, as well as the pinnacles, 45-meter high razor-sharp limestone spikes. I had to walk around this wooden thing for 3.4 kilometers to reach the caves. Deer Cave and Long Cave. This is all in rainforest. Luckily it's not raining. And under the tree is nice and cool when the outside is hot, humid. This is a log that has fallen. Elsewhere it would have been sold for timber, furniture, what you have. But here it is allowed to rot so that it lets the development of biodiversity, in the sense other plants can grow, and then it disintegrates back into the soil and other plants will grow. This is the way to Mulu summit. 24 kilometers of walking on this dirt. It's a real adventure hike. The special person has to look at it at least on the video to see what is it like in the jungles. This is the Tanam tribe who are nomadics. Look at their nice vacuum cleaner. Now most of them now work in the park. Watch this lady. She's got a sword, but she won't hurt people. They do that to take care of the trees and other things that's on the way. Beautiful modern sculpture by the artist Mother Nature of the limestone, carved from multiple sources and as an unusual shapes. This is in a river. We are still walking and walking. My legs are beginning to hurt a little, and here is the thick jungle, the tall trees. I'm of course enjoying this. Plus I was asked to carry 1.5 liters of water, raincoat, with my camera, insect repellent, flashlight and carrying about 9 kg with me in my backpack. And my hiking boots are beginning to bite a little. These are pinnacles found because they're under the tree. There are algae on it and one cannot see the real sharpness. But in open they could be razor sharp. Is that a twig? No, it is an insect. Looks like a twig on a leaf. This is a pit stop on the way, but just above one can see the beautiful limestone. It's just vertically descending down, a cave that can be seen. This is the entrance to the deer cave. That's where about 3 million bats are going to come out at dusk in search of food. I am at the entrance of the deer cave, so called because deers used to come and the hunters used to gather here, and after hunting, and once I enter inside, it's going to be 120 meters high, 180 meters wide, and 2.2 meters in length. I'm sorry, 2.2 kilometers in length. As I enter, it's going to get dark, and I have a flashlight to use. This is how it looks like. As the guide walking through, one can see the light at the end of the tunnel. This is what this place looks like as one walks further. One can see this limestone which is covered by fungi and algae. No wonder it is called the largest cave passage in the world. I just have to use the night shot inside, which is infrared. One can see this amazing light from outside, from inside. As expected, one can see the algae, and as the sun is setting, one can see the light peeping through the openings in the cave, and still there are quite a few vegetations. Further interior of the cave, it is nice and cool, but there is a particular aroma. It's so humid here, the lens is getting fuzzy. This is the main area. There is some light one can see, and the visitors are allowed to go only up to about 800 meters of 2.2 kilometers. Now I can shoot the regular as some bats are passing by. It is so humid that even my eyeglasses got foggy, let alone the camera lens. I'm in the main chamber now, standing underneath the 400 meter high area. This reminds me of the caves could be in Himalayas, where rishis could be there, but don't know their size. This is at the entrance, almost as a human face. And Richard, my guide, asked me whom I think it is. So I said, depends on the nationality. To me, there's a crown. But the person who was an American who first came here said it's Abe Lincoln. Abe Lincoln never wore a crown. He only wore a hat. And the top of this is not flat. And the nose and the face just does not fit into that. Is that a face of a primitive man or a monkey? Almost looks like a two eyes with a nose missing and a wide mouth and a jaw.
It's a frog.
To reinstate what Richard is saying, is millions of years back, the entire cave was formed because of the force of the water which was filled and carved through this one going out, and hence it is dried out now, hence we are seeing it as a cave. There may be several more underneath, immersed in water that below the surface of the earth. I can hear the thunder now. Of course, I'm in the rainforest, it is supposed to rain. Just started drizzling. As I am coming out of the deer cave. This is the last shot from the deer cave. At the end one can see the beautiful other mountain peak. I am photographing or videotaping from inside long cave. This is one of the shortest cave, discovered only in 1977 by Long, who is a local person, was a hunter, and during one of the hunting expedition he found this. Uniqueness of Long cave, even though it is short, its beauty, because of the surface one can see these hanging miracles. But here it is natural light that looks more beautiful than using the colored light as they're done in Hulin, China.
And also naturally looks, not only by the colors of it.
Just beautiful and very natural. Is not this like a lingam, and with the Ganga coming from the top? This is what some people with sentiments would think. Same thing, another view. The shiplet flying. Well, the bats are mammals, these are actually birds or avians. One can see the intricate calcium deposits like a fine threads.
Live in a small groups, not like the other bats. They have a very big groups, but for the horseshoe bats, they normally stay in small groups.
Say it again.
This is the bottom one is the young one, which hanging on his mother. And normally the mother will do breastfeeding similar. All the mammals will do that, and including the bats, until 3 to 4 months. After 3 to 4 months, the baby will fly alone and learn to catch insect by their mom.
One can see this pillar, one in the background. One can say it is like a Qutub Minar. One in front, one can say it is like an Eiffel Tower, depending on their nationality and their sentiments. The center one also is an iron, the water, hence it has turned blackish brown.
It's very much similar to that.
Waiting for the bats to fly out. There are about 3 million of them. They are small in number, 27 species, not known to carry rabies, even though the park department will not let even the guides touch the dead ones. And their system is, though there are different 27 species, they live together as a community, and yet the parents can recognize their offspring, and even the offspring are in a kindergarten setup. And their ability is just amazing. They are not blind, but they have a ultrasonic hearing system which they use most. They go in groups And hopefully we will have a chance to see them coming out of the cave. When they come out, they go in circles for remaining to come. Then they go out for the food and then eat individually. But they return individually. Here they are back going out in a group. Second group coming out. They almost go like this is day 2 of my Mulu trip, May 29th. Today is going by the boat with my luggage and the boat wala ready to go in this river known as Malina River. In front of me is big church, and in the background one can see the mountain covered by clouds, and on the side other boats taking. While it is fun going in this boat, to sit on a platform like this for half an hour or longer is not for the special person. Even though she may enjoy the beauty of the river cruise. We are going to get down to see Penang, nomads, tribal people here. Like all civilizations started on the river bank, so is this, still thriving. There is a church here. These people had no organized religion, but they were converted into Christianity. Is this better than the other one? Current their housing. So one of the women walking. With the progress of civilization and forests being destroyed, their resources have diminished, and now they have to sell handicrafts to the tourist. They weave nice and beautiful mats with the geometric designs. Their music instrument, she is tuning it, made of bamboo. This model who sells, she charged me 2 ringgits and I gave her 3. She has a nice hairdo called kudumi. Look at the New York t-shirt she's wearing, even though she's carrying her baby in the back and selling these handicrafts. Even though she makes all those things, the unfortunate impact of an artificial baby feed. We are closing to Wind Cave, but on the river bank It's extremely beautiful and pleasant with tall green trees and a cool breeze, even though it is cloudy. Going to the wind cave, going up this is not easy, as Richard, my guide, is when carrying my bag. Other day he carried a US soldier about 4 kilometers in a much worse location because the soldier was injured. 100 meters going up this way, but the board is slippery and wet, and one can get exhausted with a shortness of breath. This is close up of the limestone to show the razor sharpness. This is the entrance to the wind cave. One has to go up about 20 steps. This has the appearance of the wind tunnel that is used for testing aircrafts. No wonder it's called a wind cave. Wind cave was an ancient burial site for the tribals here and was open to the public only in 1990s. As one can see, the surface is very rough and not possible to move through. That's why this platforms and all has been built now. It's about 310 meters in length. Inside is the king's chamber. Little through, I'm just taping from behind to show the entrance from inside. Richard tells me that the Sarawak state has kept good control and maintained not letting it commercialized, because they balance the preservation with required minimal facilities, which is more than adequate for the limited number of curious visitors. Now entering the cave of the winds, as if there is a AC duct has been laid down by Mother Nature. There is a cool breeze that comes through one end and circulates. Very rough to walk through, as these are actual boards with holding and the passage is narrow. I'm already feeling a nice cool breeze at the entrance. This is definitely not for the special person. She's smart, that's why she avoids coming on these tours. Even the hand grip is wet and slippery, so one has to be extremely careful in going through this. It is just unbelievable what I'm seeing, what Mother Nature can do. That is not a Texan boot. Now the passages are very steep, even though there's a platform. Almost looks like the Indiana Jones movies. Further complex path. It's called a sinkhole and a skylight. There's enough light coming through, and these structures are more stronger than reinforced concrete with steel. This is part of King's Chambers, pretty huge and impressive. As well as deep. Richard tells me that this cave is connected to Clearwater Cave, and to go through extremely tedious. He has done it twice. It takes 5 to 6 hours, and some are very narrow, and also has to part of it has to go through the river. That is not for tourists unless one is very adventurous. looking down from the top of the king's chambers. It's magnificent and impossible to videotape all the details. Feels like one is in Indiana Jones movie setup. Someday Disney may create something like this.
Well, you can see there's more stalagmites, big, massive stalagmites are forming. And if you fast dripping and stuff from a stalactite, most of the stalactite is quite small and sharp.
Before entering the Clearwater Cave, that is not located in the Clearwater, Florida, is a rainforest pit stop under the tall trees. With a picnic tables. It's a nice place for a break or a picnic and just to sit and relax. It is very sensible to have this area for a break before climbing these huge steps to see the the final cave today. The total area of seeing these 4 caves is about 10 to 11 miles done over 2 days. Yesterday was the worst of all, made me really tired. Today is fine. And today the thing is, Richard is carrying my backpack, not me. Yesterday I carried it and walked 6 miles total with the weight. Another no for the special person, as Richard is climbing innumerable steps to the entrance of the Clearwater Cave. Where I am standing, we just came up a large number of steps before I am filming. After climbing over 300 steps, here is the reward. Before we go down more steps to see the underground river system, which is over 150 kilometers long, including its tributaries. And that is the major attraction of this Clearwater Cave. The remaining dry part is similar to other caves which we are not visiting. Entrance to the cave from inside. As we are going down, one can hear the roaring of the river. And more steps to go down. We are going to cross this bridge because underneath is the roaring river. And the ceiling is seen, including the little skylight. Further view of the tunnel, the river on the floor. In the skylight, illuminating the cave and providing ventilation too. I am at the end of Clearwater passage system. Total walking could have been over 10 miles. Number of steps climbed up and down could be over 1600. The last 21 hours. Now catching the boat to to the airport. This is the only airport maybe where you go in a boat to the airport. This is possibly the most tiring of all the adventurous tour I have done, especially carrying weight and walking on a very rough surfaces. Does it bite?
Yes, of course, sure. They bite, but we